If you lost it, it isn't really you. If it fell away from you, if it was just outside of your grasp, if you didn't succeed and you can't continue, if it was a relationship that you lost or whatever it was, if you lost it, it wasn't really you. You see, that's why we talk about in this community, that's why we talk about letting go. We talk about non-attachment, not being attached to our desires or the things that we have, the relationships we have, the people around us, etc. The reason we talk about being unattached is because when we become in a state of non-attachment, everything that is not really us falls away from us, and everything that is really us still remains. And it really just is that simple, isn't it? When you're not so attached to trying to find out who you are, when you're not so attached to trying to find a career, when you're not so attached to trying to impress people, when you're not so attached to trying to please yourself, give yourself dopamine releases, when you're not so attached to things, and you can make that decision to let go, everything that is not really you will fall away from you. And that will be scary at first because it will feel like death. That's scary to us because it feels like death. Why? Because these things that are around us right now, these traits about ourselves, the clothes we wear, etc., all of these things we have identified ourselves with. Falsely, I should add. We have identified ourselves with those things falsely. And when you identify yourself with something and then you lose it, the reason it is so uncomfortable is because it feels like death. Because it feels like the version of yourself that you have identified yourself as is dying. And so, truthfully, all forms of loss in our life that we suffer through, that feel painful, that bring us anxiety, that bring us pain, sadness, that make us long for the past, they're all forms of grief. And they all stem from a fear of death. And so this is why Eckhart Tolle says in The Power of Now, it is better to die before dying. And that reason is that if you have let go of your fear of death, and you've let go of your fear of who you believe yourself to be passing away, you become infinitely powerful. Because when you are capable of walking through your daily life without attachment, you become capable of doing anything without fear. You become capable of experiencing anything without getting so wrapped up in how it makes you feel or where it's going to take you next. And you become capable of experiencing the here and now, the present moment. And that's what we're really after, because in the present moment is where all of your power lies. And the present moment is where you can actually see, when you look around you, that what you are and who you are is everything, everywhere. And that there's nothing really holding you back except for yourself. So remember, if you lost it, it wasn't you. And you can let it go.